Protecting the nation's electric grid is a top priority for the electric power industry. A complex, interconnected network of technologies, the power grid is vulnerable to terrorist threats. Today, the industry is addressing these threats to our system with a series of initiatives to safeguard our facilities and communities.
I'm Rick with Lincoln Electric System. We understand that you've all received your own specialized training in threat assessment and response. LES would like to enhance that training by providing details about our system, more specifically, substations, to help us both better protect the community.
Substations are critical components of the electric power infrastructure. A substation's primary function is to transform voltage from high to low for distribution to homes and offices, or from low to high for transmission across great distances. Because of their function, substations make attractive targets for terrorist attacks.
It's true that substations are targets of opportunity for terrorism. But do you know what's responsible for more outages than anything else? Squirrels. Squirrels, other wildlife, and natural events, like storms, are much more likely to cause an outage than any human interaction. But LES takes that threat of homegrown attacks on substations and generating facilities very seriously, and we plan accordingly.
Human interactions with substations do occur, and most of these interactions are less than desirable. Why do substations make such an attractive location for activities of a nefarious nature?
Seclusion. Substations are often hidden from view by tree lines, walls, and other camouflage, making them a great place to do things you don't want anyone to see. Teens will often gather for drinking and other activities.
Vandalism is common. Items are often thrown over fences into the wires above, and firearms have been used to shoot out transformers, causing oil leaks and fire hazards. But do you know the #1 reason law enforcement responds to a call from a power provider?
It's copper theft. Substations are made up primarily of large transformers and monitoring equipment. Neither have much of a street value, but where there's electrical equipment, there's copper. Copper is used to ground structures and equipment within the substation. As the price of copper rises and falls, so does copper theft.
When we add the secluded locations with the availability of copper, we find a situation that can tempt the weaker-minded into making poor decisions. The fences around substations aren't there to protect valuable equipment from dangerous people. They're there to protect people from potentially dangerous high-voltage electricity.
In most equipment-related cases, LES employees are the first responders. Monitoring equipment has made us aware of the problem early. LES will call law enforcement only when that equipment malfunction is related to vandalism or theft.
When an incident is reported by a concerned citizen, those reports almost always go to law enforcement first.
Calls about utilities are not given priority. Call centers rate all incoming reports based on the importance of the emergency.
Typically, law enforcement will contact LES only when physical damage to fences or equipment has occurred, or when someone has ventured into the facility.
Your safety is priority. When approaching a substation, the most dangerous equipment is isolated. But it is best practice not to touch any equipment inside the gated area. Unless a life is in danger, please wait for an LES employee before entering the facility.
A direct line exists between the control center and LES for direct communication in case of a threat or emergency. LES asks that a call be made to them when the first responder notices any one of these conditions: an open gate, cut fencing, bent or cut barbed wire, a drone hovering in the area, open trench covers, open control room or shed doors, a non-LES vehicle parked in or close to the substation, leaking or puddling oil.
In return, LES will contact the control center when we notice any signs of inappropriate activity around our facilities. And just so we're clear, The power system is designed with redundancy. While the loss of a single substation would not cause any major outages, a coordinated attack on several substations could have a much greater impact.
The anti-terrorism and terrorism response training you've received from your department applies fully to substations and all LES facilities. Specific threats include IEDs, VBIEDs, small arms, and other sabotage, as well as cyber attacks. Indicators of such attacks include suspicious packages and vehicles near or at the substation, a person or team trying to gain access to a restricted area, damage to fencing and other security items. Be vigilant. Watch for people with cameras or night vision devices, maps, photos, and diagrams of the facility, persons loitering or returning to the same area over an extended period of time, and be wary of unfamiliar personnel or contractors attempting to access unauthorized areas, even if they possess passable credentials.
Substations and other LES facilities are here to provide the power our community needs to stay vibrant. Thank you, first responders, for your dedication and sacrifice. Let's move forward together to keep Lincoln healthy and safe.